Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love and Confetti. I'm Danny.
And I'm Ariane.
We actually have a very exciting episode coming up for you guys. We're going to talk about jealousy.
Oh no.
Yeah, but before we get into that, we just want to say thank you to everyone who's been so supportive throughout the whole thing. Everyone who gave like such kind words. They're so uplifting. Like I'm so like hearing all the positive feedback. And someone actually just messaged us. I think her name's Kylie. I have to check, but someone gave us a DM, which was it was very sweet.
Sweet.
It's a very sweet message.
Very sweet. Very unexpected.
Yeah.
We started this kind of like for fun, just to do something productive with our time during quarantine. And, we actually have people who are invested in us, and I'm very grateful for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well,
all right.
we hope you stay with us.
Okay. So today's episode, jealousy. Big question first. Are we jealous people? I would say I am a jealous person.
You are?
I wouldn't. Yeah, but to an extent.
Okay.
Like, I feel like there are different levels and degrees of jealous people.
Okay.
So some are worse than others. I have jealous tendencies. I wouldn't say I'm a overly jealous person.
Okay, I think same.
What about you,
Yeah,
babe?
like if you talk about it like it's on a spectrum, then yeah, I do have jealous tendencies also. But in general, I
Yes.
don't think I'm a celosa person, right? Right? Right?
No comment.
No, babe, like seriously.
Okay. You sometimes have your moments
Yeah.
where you get jealous randomly for no reason over nothing. But then you have your moments where you're the first like, "Oh, this girl's pretty, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay."
No, I'm gonna
So-
prove that I'm not a jealous person. We're gonna talk about like all our instances later. Okay, so we're just talking about this because we feel like it's a big issue, and it's one of the main causes for people to break up, and maybe during quarantine, since you're not seeing each other as often.
Well, you don't know what your partner's up to, and it could lead to insecurity.
Yeah.
It could lead to overthinking and overanalyzing, and it could bring out jealousy in even the most non-jealous person.
Yeah.
So I think it's a very important issue to discuss. Obviously, everyone here knows what is jealousy, but what are signs of being an over-jealous person? I would say the number one problem with jealous people is they can tend to be a little too controlling. So when you start to control, when you start to demand things, it's like you're not in love with your person. You're in love with the person you want them to be. You want them to be this image of perfection, of not sending messages to their friends who happen to be of the opposite gender, not doing this, not talking to people, pay more attention to me. You're not giving them that freedom. So for me, that's a bad sign of jealousy.
Yeah.
Now, of course, there's, like we said, jealousy is a spectrum. Not everyone is controlling when they're jealous, but other people, they can also get destructive. They can lash out. They can try to do the same. So, for instance, there are many instances when, let's say, hypothetically, okay, I'm not saying this happened to me or happened to anyone, but hypothetically, if I talk to a girl and Danny gets jealous, so she starts talking to guys. Even if my conversation was completely platonic, she probably didn't believe it. Now, I'm not saying this happened between us
Yeah.
guys. This is just completely hypothetical. Because there are relationships like that where instead of communicating and discussing your feelings, you lash out by performing the action that you thought your partner was doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy after that.
Exactly.
Let's like do a self-assessment. Were you a jealous person before?
So I would say in past relationships, I was jealous. But I feel like I had grounds for my jealousy because my partners who I was with at the time, when I was jealous, something did actually happen with the people I was jealous about.
Yeah, so it was warranted.
So it was warranted. It's like I really felt it. Because I can get jealous, but like a playful jealous, but never to the point where I get upset. I only get upset and dramatic and really bad. I tend to be a bad jealous, but when it's warranted, when I feel like there is really an issue there.
Okay, so how did you deal with it before?
Well, I didn't deal with it well. For the first, I'd say my first instance of jealousy, I lashed out. Exactly what I was mentioning earlier. When I noticed my ex was talking to a bunch of boys, I talked to a bunch of girls. Now, granted, I feel like something did happen between her and those boys,
Wait.
and something did happen between me and these
Wait,
girls.
which
So
one is this? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No names,
I'll
but
tell you later.
okay, fine.
Anyway, so that was my first big instance of jealousy. And then I had another instance where it was actually between my best friend. It was kind of like a love triangle. It was between my best friend at the time, my girlfriend at the time, and me. And when I introduced them together, they kind of hit it off. And, I kind of suspected something. And after a while, I was like, wait, why are you guys messaging each other? Like, that's a
Yeah.
little bit off. Like, I understand if you message your friends, but why are you messaging my best friend? And why is my best friend messaging you? Why are you guys all of a sudden so chummy? And true enough, something did happen to them, and they ended up getting together after we broke up. So they're no longer my friends, obviously. Anyway, and then I would say my most recent battle with jealousy was with my recent ex. She did fall for someone else. Although I hope I dealt with it better than I did in my past. But I was still a mess because, I was hurting a lot. I did say many things that I regret saying. So I feel like sometimes jealousy can bring the worst
Yeah.
out of someone. So be careful when you're jealous. Some people, when they're jealous, they try to latch on, they try to hold on to the person. And
Yeah,
I
they
feel like that
cling even more.
exactly. And I feel like that can be a mistake because if that person's already doing something, let's say your jealousy is warranted. In my case, most instances they were. I don't get jealous over nothing. In those instances where my jealousy was warranted, I clung on. I tried to hold on to that relationship as best as I could. And it was wrong because one way or another, they were unfaithful and I shouldn't have persisted. I shouldn't have forced the issue. I should have just let it go, let it slide. But I was jealous. So, so it brought out the worst in me.
What's that saying? Like, don't grip if you hold the bird too tight. Never mind.
I've never
Okay.
heard that saying.
Never mind.
I know the saying about the rubber band. Like if you
If you pull it too.
try to hold on to the if you pull it for too long, it'll hit you
Yeah.
again. I'm wording
Yeah.
it so bad.
But I feel like it's because when you try to cling onto the person even more, it's like they kind of feel like you're a burden. Or not a burden. It's just
Mhm.
like, if my partner was
No,
clinging
actually-
onto me, I'd feel like, why are you being so demanding? Like, why are you keeping me from doing
Yeah.
things?
No, actually, no. I think, not to mince words, a burden might be an accurate way to say it because imagine being in their shoes. Like, I've reflected a lot. So, my recent ex, I kept clinging on and, she was very respectful about it. Even though she fell for someone else, she still agreed to see me one more time. She still tried to make a friendship work between us. So, I have a lot of respect for her for that. She didn't want to burn the bridge just like that, right? And she went through a lot because of course she felt bad what she was doing to me. No one wants to hurt another person. I don't think it's intentional unless of course
Unless the
you're in a
person has
relationship with-
problems.
yeah, unless
But
the
that's a
person has
special
problems
case.
or that person probably never really cared
Yeah.
for you. But in instances where there was love, there was care between people, clinging on to the other person can hurt the other person too. And you can be a burden to that other person as well. So when you guys are jealous, the next time you guys are jealous, put yourself in the other person's shoes. Would you like to
Yeah.
receive the same treatment you are giving
Yeah,
to
but
that
at
person?
the same time, like, you also have to like look after yourself. Not it's like you're a martyr and you're kind of like sacrificing, your own happiness just for the other person to do what they want.
Mhm.
So you also have to find a balance.
Exactly. There needs to be a balance. And yeah, like being jealous is, for me, it's more of a sign of being selfish because you're trying to control someone and someone's emotions and you're trying to control how they feel towards you by expressing your jealousy.
Yeah, but at the same time also, I mean, you can't say like jealous people are bad people because there are really times na, I don't know, like you can't help it. So, I mean,
Of course.
like don't feel
You're in
guilty that you're
pain.
jealous. It's like, it's a fact, you don't apologize for
Of
it. This is how you
course.
feel. It's
Of
not
course.
naman like all the time like jealous people are selfish people. Maybe in certain cases where it's kind of like a destructive jealousy.
Okay, yeah, now what Danny said. So the jealousy I've been describing is more destructive. It's more an extreme case of jealousy.
Yeah.
Now, there are mild forms of jealousy where, for example, so let's say I'm jealous of a boy, like one of your friends, for example, right? Even I know it's platonic, so I don't express it. I don't try to control you. I don't try to say, hey, stop talking to him, because I'm not that type of jealous. But if I notice something's up, then I would probably be like, hey, What's up with that?
Yeah.
Then I'd probably say either A, stop talking, or B, I'm warning you that guy's into you. Which is actually what I did in the beginning with one of my exes. I had warned them. So because I didn't want to be controlling, I already had my jealousy from the beginning, but I was trying to keep it controlled. And I said, hey, this guy, he doesn't want to be your friend, he wants to be more. And nobody believed me. So anyway, I was proven right in the end, but that was my battle with jealousy. What about you, babe? Have you ever had moments where you've had to battle jealousy?
Uh, okay. So all my past relationships, I don't want to talk about it. They always ended because the guys would always choose another girl. All of them. So it was always like we start talking, we date and stuff, but at the end they go for someone else. And usually the time that they do go for someone else is when I kind of shut my feelings down. Or like no, not shut my feelings down. That takes a while, but that's when I decide like okay, we're done. But before that, there were times now, for example, I would hear about other people and yeah, I would really get jealous, especially like with my first I had a lot of people tell me a lot of things about other people. But the thing is like with me, I never voiced out my feelings because like I didn't want to look needy.
Pride.
Yeah, but it was my loss because I was just like suffering on my own. But yeah, I didn't want to seem like quote unquote weak. So I'd never voice it out. But of course I did. I did feel jealousy, but I guess because I've never had like a legit relationship before you, I didn't have to deal with a partner jealousy thing. You know? So
Yeah.
it's different.
It's
Yeah,
different.
and
Yeah, you're in the dating phase.
Yeah.
It's different. Technically, everything's fair game.
technically,
In the
but
dating phase.
not really.
Yeah, but not really. There is like, what do you call that? Exclusive dating.
Yeah. Anyway, so how I dealt with it before is I would kind of like act out, in the most immature way. If ever example I found out that, let's say, for example, like if my friend tells me na, hey, I hear that blah 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 is hanging out or talking to or dating this person. And then, okay, I felt jealous. I wouldn't like text or reply for a day or I'd be super dead. So, like super immature. Not at all like I really communicated. Like that was my way of expressing my jealousy by acting out, but like avoiding.
Okay.
I think those are my experiences. I don't have a lot.
Okay, so as you can see, there are many forms of jealousy. The way Danny dealt with it was more, she didn't involve the
Yeah.
other person with her jealousy, which I did. You see, so it's case to case. Every person has their own merit, their own feelings of jealousy. Now, what do you do to improve yourself as a jealous person? How can you improve yourself? Well, first, if you've had experiences before, learn from those experiences because let's face it, you are going to be jealous and you are going to act out once in your life. And the only way to really improve is to really learn from your mistakes.
Okay. Let's talk about like what makes us jealous now. Like, do we get jealous now, or when are the times we've gotten jealous with each other? Huh?
I'm not sure. I don't really get too jealous with Danny and other boys because Danny's a very very supportive girlfriend and she's always hyping me up and she always says really sweet things to me and she's always complimenting me, which is a beautiful thing. We always compliment each other.
But
I think
because we're both, our love languages are both words.
words.
Yeah.
And as a result, we don't really have much to be jealous about, but we've had stories, we've had moments where we were kind of like jealous.
Yeah, but a lot of
I
them were
remember,
so stupid. If you really think about
yeah,
it.
really, really silly. So, for example, with me and Danny, we had a moment where we were just in bed, and then we were just like looking through. I think you were looking through like guys from. I don't know if it was
I know
guys from
this.
Sub.
Okay, so is this is the time you got jealous, right?
Yeah, this is the time I got jealous.
This is the
yes.
first time I've ever witnessed you get jealous. So I was looking at
Yeah.
this guy from Cebu, very sorry, I was gonna say very guapo. Sorry.
It's okay.
Um,
It's okay.
The veins on your head, they're popping. Anyway, we were just chilling. We were both on our phones, and then I was looking at the Instagram profile of this one guy from Cebu, and he's attractive. And then I don't know what happened. I think I said na he's so guapo or something like that.
No, can I? I'll say it. So like, she was on the phone, right? And then she's like, hey babe, look at this guy. Isn't he guapo? And I'm like, yeah. And then
Oh, and then this is this.
no babe, and then no, and then this is what really got me jealous. Basically, she's like, no babe, really look, huh? And then she starts to zoom in. She's like, so guapo, so guapo. And then I'm like, okay. Cause like really like so guapo, and like really zooming in, like trying to look at his face, right? And I'm like, what the hell? I'm also guapo. Anyway, it was really silly. It was really stupid.
No, and until
And
now.
I think I told her right after. I told her right after, like, hey, that got me jealous, huh?
No, you were like, babe, I'm jealous. No, I'm legit jealous, babe.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize. I thought it was like everything was just playing.
Yeah.
Until now, he doesn't let it die. So every time I show him the guy, let's say this guy's name is Alex. Until now, every time I send him photos of Alex, he'll be like, so guapo. Alex, so guapo, Alex. Alex, so guapo, Alex. And then he does that zoom in, what do you call that? That zoom in gesture. He'll say, so guapo, so guapo. Yeah. And there was this,
And then I had another
there was
moment.
this one
Yeah.
time, because this guy, personally. Or like, you don't know
Yes.
personally,
So-
but you know the siblings.
No, no,
Okay,
I know,
okay.
I know personally. Yeah. So obviously we both come from Cebu,
Yeah,
so
Cebu's
we
really
know a lot
small.
of people in Cebu. Yeah, and then she was like, oh, this guy, yeah, this guy would be my type. I would date this guy. And then I think I asked her a question, but like I was kind of like baiting. Like I was hoping she'd say me, right? So I said, okay, so if you had to date anyone from Cebu, who'd you date? And I was like, kind of like. Right, like ready, waiting for my name to pop up. Right, it's like, oh, this guy, and I'm like, I was like really like fuming inside. I was so sad.
You're
I
not
was like,
from Cebu.
"Why?" I am from
But
Cebu.
you're not from
but-
Cebu.
Okay. Well, I wasn't in Cebu at the time, and I haven't been in Cebu for a long time. But yeah. Anyway, so obviously, it didn't play out the way I wanted it to. So I got jealous, and I remember like I was like, "Babe, I'm really jealous. Huh? I'm really jealous." I think Danny, she hugged me, and then she's like, "It's okay. I'm so sorry." And then she's like just hugging me tight. So that was my moments
Yeah.
of jealousy with Danny. Now your turn.
What are my moments
You've
ba?
had. So Danny.
But mine are really like
was-
really little things lang.
No. Huh? Yours, you had a whole day where you didn't talk
Is this
to me.
is this the
the swimsuit?
okay. Oh no. This is warranted, babe. Let me tell you why.
It's
Let
not
me tell
warranted.
you all
She
why.
misunderstood
Let me
me.
tell you all why. Okay. So the story is I wanted to open like a swimsuit line, and I wanted to model my own swimsuits because it's like my store. I want to be the face. And Aryan has this friend, very very modelly, very thin, very curvy.
She's gonna know
like
this is
like
her.
like imagine a Victoria's
She's finally
Secret
gonna know
model,
the story.
something like that. And he was like, "Babe, why don't you get
No. Can I
Okay.
just like interject before you say anything? I didn't specifically mention her. I did mention her, but I mentioned in general,
Okay,
babe,
fine.
like I know you want to model your stuff, but why don't you get other people to model for you so you look like a legit swimwear line, not just one person modeling everything. And then I kept mentioning my friend because since we're so close, I know
yeah, and
she'd do it for
she's
free.
always in swimwear. If you
She's
look
always
at
in
her
swimwear,
feed.
so it's
yeah.
like it's perfect. Anyway, and then you continue.
Anyway, backstory, kind of irrelevant, but at that time, I was eating chocolate cake. And then I was just, happy with my cake. And then he keeps telling me, like, feature other people too. I'm like, yeah, but I want to be the main face. I know that I don't have, like, the best body, but, like, I just want this to be, like, my thing. And he kept insisting on, like, have other people with you, girls who look like Instagram models or whatever. And then he mentions this friend. And then, I don't know why, but I fumed. And then I was just like, you know what, babe? I'm going to talk to you later. And then, like, I think I hung up.
No. That's not what you said first.
No, what did I say? I don't remember.
I think you said I'm not gonna eat my cake anymore.
No, that was
I'm gonna give
after.
it
That was
to-
after we hung up.
That was after.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So anyway, we hung up. And then remember that I am eating chocolate cake as my boyfriend is telling me to use other people as Instagram models for a swimwear line. Girls, do you understand how I felt at that moment? Like I felt fat and I felt ugly. And then I texted him. I texted him like, you know what? I'm not gonna eat my cake anymore. And then he didn't get it. He was like, okay, babe, I love you. And then I was like, what the hell? Do you not understand that I am upset? And I think that was our first major fight. Because we have like
Ish.
mini fights, you know, that like last for a couple of hours. But this one that was the first time I actually like felt the anger in my chest. Because I was like, you know what? If you don't find me attractive, then whatever.
Which is very unfair because I call her attractive. I call
Yeah,
her
okay.
beautiful every single day.
Anyway, so that night, we had a house party pa. There was a buffet. And then I remember lang, I would, like, I didn't even get a lot of food because I don't know, I just felt like really bad about myself. And then, so that was the first, because usually if we have a fight, we try not to, like, sleep on it, right? We try to resolve it before we sleep.
Before
But
the night
yeah,
ends.
but at that time, I kind of just wanted to like sulk. I didn't want to like fix it. I was like feeling bad. So that was like the first time that we didn't fix a fight before the night ended. I think at one point during the night, I think we tried to call, like we tried to video call, but I really didn't feel like talking. So the whole time he was like, you know, I'm sorry, I love you. I was like, I know that you're sorry, but it doesn't fix how I feel, and I'm still mad. And even if he already explained that, you know, this is what he meant, that he was like trying to giving like suggestions and stuff, which, you know, in hindsight I completely understand, but just in that moment I know that I don't have the best body. Like, I have all the rolls and stuff and all the jiggly parts. The point is, I felt insecure, and he brought up this sexy girl, and so I got jealous. Not even jealous. It was like more of a, I wasn't jealous that you were gonna go with her. It's just that I was like, oh, you think that it was
Jealous, like I found her more attractive.
no, like maybe this isn't jealousy. Maybe it's a more of an insecurity thing. Because I wasn't jealous that you
Maybe.
found her attractive. Anyway, whether or not this is jealousy, it's a funny story.
Okay, so anyway, so I'm sorry, babe. I love you, babe. Okay. Now I wanted to add, what are the acceptable and unacceptable behaviors of jealousy? Like, I'm sure because jealousy is it's a feeling. It's a feeling we cannot deny. So there has to be acceptable and unacceptable behaviors that go along with jealousy.
I feel like it differs per couple.
I know, but let's just talk general, broad, like what we believe is acceptable and unacceptable.
Okay, well, I feel like if it becomes, you know, like toxic, destructive, like you're harming the other person or inflicting, not literally, but like inflicting pain on your partner or on yourself, then, you know, that's unacceptable.
I think unacceptable is controlling behavior.
Okay.
So the minute you try to be controlling, say, oh, don't text that person, don't talk to that person, don't do this, don't do that, I think that's unacceptable. I think there's communication where you can talk to that person, say, I'm uncomfortable with you talking to that other person, or I don't think that other person has the best intentions with you, probably wants to get with you or something, then that's acceptable. But to strictly say don't do this and don't do that, I feel is unacceptable. It's not a good trait. So, what about acceptable traits of jealousy?
I think acceptable is really just when you communicate your feelings. You know, there's nothing wrong with
Okay.
like being open and honest about like how you feel and see how your partner receives it, and does it affect his behavior afterwards, meaning does he do something about it? Like, you told him that you have an issue, and is he helping you with that?
In your books, is it acceptable to ask for affirmation?
Personally, I feel like it's okay, but not naman like you're really asking them to say things that they don't mean when it's
Okay.
not genuine anymore, because the other person is
Yeah.
just telling you
Okay.
things that you want to hear just for the hell of it to end the fight.
That's true. That is true. So that's a very good point. So I think as long as you have this understanding and communication, then I'm sure your partner will accept certain moments of jealousy. And of course, they will not accept certain moments of jealousy.
Yeah. So we're gonna name a few relationship myths about jealousy, and then we're gonna try to like break it or analyze it. You know, give our take on it.
Okay.
Okay, so first one. My jealousy is a sign of love because it shows how much I love my partner.
I'm leaning towards yes. I'm leaning towards yes, actually.
No.
No?
No.
No? You're a no.
No.
Okay, why don't you explain no?
I'm a no because I don't think your jealousy is a sign of how much you love your partner. I feel like your jealousy is more on the issues you have with yourself. Because a lot of times, jealousy is because you don't feel enough, or, you know, it brings out some insecurities in you. But it's not a sign of love. You know, it's like it's
Okay.
more it's negative. Like it doesn't help you grow or anything. Everything's like
Okay. Yeah.
hindering it.
That's true. You make good points there. The thing is, I feel like moments where it could be a sign of love is when your relationship is at stake. It's less about your own personal problems. It's more about I'm actually going to lose this person.
Yeah, so you're saying
and I'm jealous about
yeah,
that.
you're saying it's like it's showing how much you care, like how much you want to fight for the person to stay.
Yes. Fight for
Okay.
the person to stay. Exactly. So that's where I feel like jealousy can be a sign of love.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm 50-50 on this. What Danny said is correct. If you're just jealous, because of your own problems, your own insecurities, then that isn't love anymore.
Yeah, and that's an
something
issue you
else
have to deal
entirely.
with on your own. Like don't
Exactly.
project it on the other person.
Exactly. But let's say you've been with someone for years and years and years, and suddenly the relationship is on the line because of maybe a third party or something else entirely, then maybe jealousy could be warranted because of that, that much investment and that much time together.
Okay.
Less so the issues. But that's just
Yeah.
me.
Point taken. Okay. Next one. My partner shouldn't talk to or text or hang out with other girls or guys.
No. I
Hard
think
no.
your partner. Yeah, I think your partner is free to do whatever they want. And if your partner loves you and cares about you and doesn't want to hurt you, they will not let those guys or girls get into their hearts. They're not going to accept these
Yeah,
people.
they wouldn't like put themselves into like situations where something else might happen.
Exactly. And actually, that's another great point because even if you warn your partner about, this friend or this something, if your partner was really like aware, they'd notice something was off and they'd stop it. They'd actually put a stop to it before anything else evolves, before it evolves into something more. So, yeah, I think it's very important that you discuss this with your partner too. I think hanging out with your friends and hanging out with other people is completely
Yeah, there's
okay.
nothing wrong with that.
You know what? We have to face it. There are beautiful people all over the world, okay? Beautiful in looks, beautiful in personality, beautiful in many aspects. Your partner are going to have friends who have traits that you do not possess, but you need to be confident enough and you need to be trusting enough to know that your partner is not going to do anything behind your back.
And even if you worry, like you have to accept that you can't control how they're gonna act. So if they're gonna cheat on you,
Exactly.
then they're gonna cheat on you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Except you can do things like express to them that you're not comfortable with the situation, but at the end of the day, they do what they want.
And you know what? It says more about them than it says about you. So don't let it eat you up inside.
Yeah.
There's only so much you can do. So like this is actually exactly what happened to me. I warned one of my exes, please don't talk to this person. I really have a bad feeling about it. But she didn't take importance to my warnings. And what is the reason for that? Because maybe she just really wanted it. She wanted that more than she wanted to respect my wishes.
Yeah.
So that's something that you really need to have good communication about. But it's a hard no.
Okay. One last one. Going through my partner's phone or social media is okay if I suspect that they might be cheating.
Nope.
Yeah, same. No.
No, honestly, going through your partner's phone in general is a no. Because even if you are an open book with your partner, I feel like there always should be some form of privacy. Everyone is entitled to their own privacy. Like, I let Danny go through my phone all the time, but she's not also going to open all my messenger chats and stuff. And it's not like I have stuff to
Yeah,
hide
and that's
there.
kind of like with
But
consent.
it's a sense of privacy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She can be like, oh, this person messaged you. Can I open? Then yeah, sure. But it's not like you're going to go through everything openly, look for things that you want to find.
Yeah.
That for me, that's incorrect. Everyone is entitled to their own privacy.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're breaking the trust before you even talk
Exactly.
about it. Before you even confront them, you already have a fault of your own going into that conversation.
Yeah. Would you like it if your mom or your dad snooped on your phone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So you wouldn't want your parents to snoop on your phone. Why would you want your partner snooping on your phone? It's the same thing. It's everyone is entitled to their own sense of privacy. I don't think I've ever opened Danny's phone. Even if she messages 100 guys, I'm not gonna open the phone because it's really her phone, and I want her to have that privacy. But if she's showing me something in her phone, then that's fine.
Yeah, but
There's a difference.
yeah,
you
we're
know?
both really open with each other, so I don't really care if you do check my phone. I mean,
Yeah.
like, with certain boundaries.
Yeah, that's why. Like, honestly, I don't think we've ever discussed this, you and me,
Yeah, yeah.
actually. But honestly speaking, I don't agree with giving your partner
Passwords.
your
Yeah.
passwords. I've never agreed with
Yeah.
that. I've never thought it was a good thing. Because it's really like, where's your privacy?
Yeah.
Where's your identity? It's like you're sharing everything with your partner. It's not right for me.
Honestly, I kind of find it weird. I mean, that's just, this is just us. If you do and you're both okay
Yeah.
with it, then,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Don't take this to heart because this is completely opinionated.
Yeah.
But me and Danny, we don't do that. We don't share those
And
kinds
we've
of
never
things together.
asked.
We share other things together.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And we've never pressured each other
Yeah.
to give each other, our passwords, our accounts, everything. No, we don't
Yeah,
do that.
or even if we both know each other's passwords, I wouldn't be like, on it. I mean, what would I be looking for? What would I be doing there?
I should be finding all the memes I share. Anyway, anything else that we're
No. Let's move on to like tips.
Oh, let's talk about tips now, especially during quarantine.
Yeah, yeah. Like we've talked about tips throughout this whole thing, but let's just give like a consolidated.
Okay. So, tip number 1. If your jealousy stems from your own insecurities, fix your insecurities
Yeah.
first. Self-love is very important. I have a friend who is in a relationship with someone now, and for some reason, she's very jealous of this person's ex because this person's ex was very guapa. And I keep telling her, because she's a good friend of mine, I keep telling her that there's no need to feel jealous about that now
Yeah.
because he's with you now, He's with you now for a reason.
Yeah.
Okay, and if it didn't work out with his ex, it didn't work out for a reason. Even if he does have some form of feelings, he's still with you right now. And I don't think you should be too jealous about it
Yeah.
now. So if insecurity is the problem, try to fix that first and then
And for me, I want to add that you have to be very honest and communicate with your partner that you are feeling certain things. Because if you keep it to yourself, then, your partner's not going to know. He or she can't help you.
and if your partner's understanding, they will help.
Yeah. Also, like, you have to understand that, I mean, you're probably with your partner for a reason because they're attractive, among other things. So a lot of people are probably going to find your partner attractive too. And, that's okay. But like,
In fact, you know what? I told Danny many times, if guys look at you and they send you DMs and stuff, then great, because it just means that your value just went up. And that's better for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm actually okay with my partner receiving like admirers and admiration from others as long as she's loyal to me. I'm totally
Yeah.
fine with that.
But in secret, every time I send you like like the creepy people who message me, you're like, who is this? I want to kill this person.
Shh. No, I do it in a Liam Neeson voice.
Yeah.
I will find you and I will
Yeah.
kill you.
Anyway, it's all play.
Yeah. We're just having good
Yeah.
laughs.
So anyway, as long as your partner doesn't act on it, on other people approaching them or them finding other people attractive, then I don't see any problem, right?
Yeah. No, I completely agree. In fact, I love that Danny has so many people
Not so
that
many, wait.
compliment her, and so many.
Not so many.
The only time I get a little bit like, hey, isn't that one of your exes messaging?
Oh.
Or isn't that one of your exes commenting?
Yeah.
I'm like, her. I kind of like pretend like, my enemy, my mortal enemy. But it's all games, of course.
Yeah.
And I think Danny's very okay with girls, liking my photos or commenting on my
In
photos
fact,
too.
you have more close girlfriends than guy friends. Kind of like, yeah, good for you.
Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like I can communicate with women better than men.
I think because you're like sensitive.
Yeah.
And you listen.
I'm a little bit
you
of a-
you listen, you give
Yeah.
advice.
So next point.
Okay, I have one last point. I think that you have to define what respect is in a relationship, because respecting the relationship, there are like different levels of it, and it's different for every couple. It's different for everyone. So I feel like you have to talk with your partner.
Just be open.
Yeah, just be open and like communicate with all honesty, like how you feel, and everything should get better from there.
Well, okay, actually, I wanted to make one last point. Right now, we're in quarantine. Everyone's kind of forced into an LDR. And a very big problem is people get jealous because their imagination and their thoughts are running wild.
Yeah.
What do you do to stop your thoughts from running wild? Keep yourself busy, people. Don't think about what your partner is doing behind your back. That your partner's probably not doing much.
They're probably sleeping.
He or she's just they're just at home Okay, they're eating, they're sleeping, they're playing
Yeah.
games, they're watching movies. They're trying to just make the most of their time at home because right now nobody can go out. No one can really do things
Yeah.
out. So try not to think that your partner is, swiping left and right on Tinder behind your back. And even if he is or not, just do your own thing, mind your own business. Just focus on yourself. Focus on bettering yourself. If your jealousy stems from insecurity, work
Yeah.
out something that makes you feel better
Or
about yourself.
skincare.
Anything. As long as you don't let your imagination run wild. I have a friend who she just has a restless mind, and she, like, every time she's in a relationship, she's always thinking, is he cheating on me? Is he talking to other
Mm-hmm.
people? Is he doing this? Is he doing this? And she's a beautiful girl, but she overanalyzes and she's very insecure. So I don't know why she does that. But I feel like she doesn't do productive things with her day. She is spending too much time in her mind and not enough time doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, doing things that make her happy. If watching a movie makes you happy, watch a movie. If playing games what makes you happy, play some games. If starting an online business makes you happy, by all means do that. If working makes you happy, then work. Do things that make you happy so you won't even have the time to be jealous.
Word. Okay, so now it's time for the loaded question of the week. We should be doing this more often, actually. Okay, loaded question. Do you have a tune? You have a little like jingle to like a drum roll or something? Okay, we're gonna be doing that for all the future podcasts. You're gonna be doing that. Okay, loaded question. What do you think of your partner liking other people's photos? Specifically photos of attractive people. I don't want to generalize and just like pinpoint. Yeah, but because a lot of guys, they like photos of hot girls. Instagram models or like hot friends or whatever. What do you think of it?
Okay.
And is it okay? Is it not?
Okay, because I am victim to that. I think Danny has seen me like hot
Yeah.
girls photos before, and I think she's been a bit upset about it a few times.
Super, but
Not super, okay? But it's a
you know
thing.
why? Because you said that this person was like legit like my type.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyway.
anyway, it depends on how you treat it. Okay? Like, I know you say don't like things, but we're right now in the world. We're in 2020 where everything is in social
Mhm.
media. You can like, dislike, unfollow, follow, and obviously when you see something you like, what is the
Yeah.
automatic thing you do? You press like. It's a psychology. Okay? Sometimes you don't even look back at what you liked, but you just in that moment you're like, I
Mhm.
like this, and you press like. Now, is it because let's say for the boys, okay? Is it because I am not caring about what my girlfriend thinks? I am just liking hot girls? I don't know. I mean, honestly, I don't know what goes through every single boy's mind. But speaking for myself, I just do it because psychologically, we like what we see. And we literally press like on what we see in today's world.
Yeah, like mindlessly. So no intention.
Mindlessly, exactly. No
Okay.
intention. Now, obviously, the intention is you like it because the girl's hot or the
Mhm.
guy's hot. I like those abs. I like those, you know, uh, eyes. So, basically, it's a subconscious thing. People they press like on what they see. Your turn on the loaded question.
Okay, I have an answer to this because I actually watched a video that talked about this because I had to give my friend advice. That was I don't know how many months ago, but it stuck to me. So when your partner is liking other people's photos, specifically hot people, I think it all boils down to like one big important question, and that's, am I being insecure, or is my partner disrespecting the relationship? Because a lot of times, let's say a partner likes a coworker's photo or a groupmate's photo or whatever, someone they spend a lot of time with. So is this like, are you jealous because they're spending a lot of time with these people and you want more attention? Or for example, if your partner is liking a lot of like hot girls guys photos, is your insecurity something that's physical? So usually like it's either attention based or physical appearance based. Yeah, so I mean, it's usually not about the photo. It's kind of like what it represents or like what it brings out in you. And I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens in your relationship, then you kind of have it good, right?
That's
Yeah.
true. That is true. They're not cheating. They're just liking people's photos.
Yeah.
And okay, actually, I wanted to say the thing about the coworker. You know, if they like their coworkers' photos, then that's fine. If they like every single one of
Yeah,
their
if there's
coworkers' photos, including the bikini photos and stuff, then maybe there's something you need to like
yeah,
look
so
into
so
a little
that's
bit.
when it's kind of disrespecting the relationship. Now, if it's like focused, all your likes are focused on a specific person.
But it also depends on how close. Like I think I've liked the girl that Danny was jealous
Mm-hmm.
over. I think I've liked almost all her photos because we've been friends for so long. So I think I've liked almost all of her photos already at this point. So there's that closeness. But if like they're new coworkers and then all of a sudden they're liking posts from 2012, then of course there's something to look into.
Yeah.
There's a race for alarm.
Yeah. So first, when this happens, first like check with yourself, like be brutally honest with yourself. It's like, am I being insecure or is this wrong? And after, when you like assess, you have to check if the action that your partner is doing, liking other people's photos, is it progressing? Is it getting worse? So, for example, after expressing to them that you're uncomfortable, but they still like really continue to do it, knowing that it really eats you up from the inside, then, that's kind of, in a way, disrespecting the relationship already.
Especially if you've already expressed some form of jealousy to your partner
Yeah.
about that specific person,
Because you're saying,
and they still do it, then
yeah,
obviously that's disrespectful.
because you're literally saying like, I get hurt every time I see you do this, but then they still do it.
Exactly.
So then you have to
then,
kind
of course,
talk about it, reevaluate,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a very good point. So
Thank
guys,
you.
this whole topic about jealousy it's a very controversial.
There's
There's
a
a
lot
lot
of
of
things to be
layers to
said.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys, you just have to accept that as much as possible, guys, just try to be as understanding as you can. Okay? And communicate.
With that said, that ends our episode for today. We hope you enjoyed, and if you liked this podcast, show us some love, like, subscribe. We are on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. Just type Love and Confetti, and we should pop up.
Yeah, and please don't forget to hit the notification bell because you want to know when our next episode's coming out. If you guys are interested to know, it drops out. What time do we
6
drop
p.m. every
episode?
Sunday, every week.
Okay, so 6 p.m. every Sunday, every week. This is Philippine time, people. If we have listeners from abroad,
Hello.
just know that. Hello. And with that, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope you guys didn't get too jealous listening or like reliving
Yeah, it
things.
triggers a
And
lot.
anyway, guys, that's it for today. We'll see you next time.
Yeah. This has been Love and Confetti. I'm Danny.
I'm Ariane. And
Bye,
goodbye.
guys.